Hello and welcome back. We were here where the entire system in the deposit, the invoice payment and entered into QuickBooks say, and the vendor bill paid and entered into QuickBooks is complete, but returning to deposit. But as you can see, this still has the job 823 on the deposit grid. This will remain here until the entire sequence of the vendor checking in again on the return trip and creating an invoice and submitting it, and it's then manually sent to accounting on the invoice and customer tab. Only then this will be gone from this tab. So we will go back to the service side, and you can see it's once again highlighted, and then now there is a new button called step complete. So that will basically confirm that you have completed this step, that the vendor has been paid and the vendor has been notified for the job to commence. And if you check the vendor's email, you can see that he receives a confirmation that your payment has been job, but this is basically the payment below the deposit, and he would know that we can commence with the return job once return trip from here. So we will just go to the email that they have received. So this is additional approval that they earlier received on approval of the customer estimate, just like previous line. So we can continue with that. And this is just to be confirmed for 823. So we can continue with this set return ETA check-in and check-out estimating. I will just skip those three steps and do that completely and return back to the video so that we don't waste time uh, on showing all these steps that are done by the vendors. So we are back after checking in. So we will show you from the checkout step. In the meantime, just consider that the set return ETA and check-in steps are done by the vendor. So we click checkout and we say that this time it's complete and all the works that are performed required all complete. So completion photo as usual. And here the vendor will be shown the invoice that has been created on behalf of them based on the estimate that they originally submitted. So uh, we'll just say submit invoice and checkout. All right. And now if we come back to the job, it's not going to be on tracking anymore because it has gone to complete. So just minimize all these tabs. Of course, there will be lots of jobs over here since it's a test server. I apologize for that, but let's go to 823 directly and says basically the return trip and everything that we actually do that on the regular basis. So in this complete grid, let's click on the job first, and you can see that it's highlighted for both vendor bill and invoice and estimates. We go to the vendor bill. You can see that the deposit paid is marked over here. And if you go to invoice and estimates, the invoice that is sent to the customer is basically over here with the remark that deposit amount has been paid of $2,000. So if we send this to the customer, of the final invoice that we are going to send, so click send, files, send items. So this is the email that the customer receives of the final invoice, and you can see that the entire total will be provided over here, and with the summary at the bottom that total project amount is this, deposit already paid till date, and the remaining balance due of this invoice. So This will be all given here as well as on the PDF. So this is the email that the customer receives. And now let us go back to the complete grid and say that move to counting. And as usual, that if there is any note to accounting, so this one, see this grid. Since it's now vendor bill spending, so it will come over here since we have already invoiced to the customer and only invoice paid is remaining. So it actually jumped into the second grid. But if we now, and this is basically the same sequence that you follow on the accounting side. And if you can now go to the deposit side, you can see that the job 823 is no longer there. So this, in short, is the entire cycle of the deposit feature. I know it sounds a bit over intimidating or overwhelming, but once you get used to it, and of course, this is a major thing for our end in the technical side to create this. But I think this is something that on the service side and the accounting side usually does. So I hope that this new module will help you make those deposit tracked easily. And if there is any changes, of course there will be. This is in this first stage upload of the complete requirement that we had, but there will be adjustments, corrections. We can know that, and hopefully this will be one of the most smoothest deployment proceeding from here. And please let us know if you have any other observation or changes that requires to do. And at any time, if you feel that you need to know a particular sequence, of course, you can contact us anytime, send an email or a message on Teams, or you can just click on the tooltip and see how this module actually works. All right. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.